in fact, Vineet, just, I want to pause you there, because you are saying, hey, you did like, so many, how many, like 5,000 kilometers cycling, seven half marathons. You did like, you achieved something, in terms of academics, you achieved something in terms of corporate, and that made you see that, this is not really just enough, right? There's a deeper longing in you, but and you make it sound so easy, but it's not that. Some of us may not realize, even if like, after cycling 50,000 kilometers, or like, for like 20 half marathons, it's really hard, uh, on an everyday basis, to be able to like sort of loosen the grip of that, trying to be more macho, trying to be more like, successful, and like the all achiever kind of a person. So what really was sort of helping you lose the grip? I know that, it has, and I will come to, how what benefits it has created. But what was that, thing happening inside which has helped you see that? Because I certainly know from my own experience that it is not easy.
So see, there is no purely in terms of numbers, there is no there is no end to that limit, right? Like you earn 100 crore or 1,000 crore or 10,000 crore. But the question is, can you earn zero and still be happy? That is number one. And something which has anchored me probably two or three things at least in my past. Uh, One of them is probably I had gone to a meditation retreat of 10 days as such, and that just questioned a lot of things, but I did not have a lot of answers there. But I just feel that if I look back, I think that was a good experience to just be like, on a date with yourself for 10 days through silence. As such, number one, that. Number two, I think three teachers from Bangalore who taught me on how to crack common aptitude test, and these were three housewives, and I always keep referring to them because first of all, I was surprised that there are people who would do certain things purely, number one, out of service, and the second, without any money or favors. And I remember this, that when I cracked, the IIM Bangalore entrance and all that, and we knew that everything is going good, we went to meet these teachers and asked them, like, so I had brought like gifts for them. And I asked them that, ma'am, would you require anything as such? You helped us to crack this prestigious exam. And they outrightly refused. And see, for my mindset, I have not met like, people like those at that point. And because a lot of us here have not seen probably the other side of just doing things out of joy or service or whatever you call it. So that was something which I will always be grateful, because uh, that was probably my first interaction with something like this. And the other thing probably which it's like that acceptance of my eye condition.
Hmm.
I see, at one point, because of my condition, I could hide my condition in a lot of ways when I could
Hmm.
see more. Like, for example, if someone say, hey, can you see the stars? And the answer to that might be, I can't see those stars, but I would still bluff people saying that, hey, because I'm embarrassed about my condition, right? Like, and that acceptance doesn't come like suddenly you wake up and whatever you
Hmm.
do, that it's a journey. So I used to bluff and also be ashamed of my condition in a lot of ways, right? Like I like typically don't even like talking about my eye condition in so much detail uh,
Hmm.
as such. And that acceptance, probably because of these running and cycling and trekking and all of these things, one thing I've realized, so like, and this is just a way of anchoring myself, that I just count whatever things I have. Like for example, I was running this Ladakh marathon, highest motorable road. I've cycled there also, and there in these places, right? Like for example, breathing becomes so tough, and I was running there. Breathing is challenging already there, and I just like this is just a reflection as such that uh, the greatest thing which we all hold is that we are breathing every day and we are alive, and that is a single common denominator which holds every one of us together as humanity. And if we just count all the extras which we have, uh, whatever it could be, wealth, money, so many extras, like if you count it, you will figure out that you have so much to, like, which other people might not have, or in general. So I, yeah, I also feel low and so many times, but I just count ki, oh, I have so many things to be grateful towards. And yeah, so that realization, because of some of these, trying to stretch the limits kind of foolish things, I yeah, so these were some of the things which have just anchored me.
Wow. So from like, you were saying earlier that, from this thing of like, why are things happening to you? Why is something bad happens to you, to like, shifting to this that, oh my God, like, there is life, there's breath, and like, everything else is like a gift, like you were saying, at least like I have a 10% vision. That is really, really profound. And I don't know like how else to say it, but it's I don't know if it sounds simple to anyone, but definitely to uh, undergo that kind of a shift inside, it is like, I would say it's worth it, like, going up to Ladakh to the highest point it can spark, and it's amazing.